सलावात। गुजारिश है कि दरूद का सहारा देते हुए थोड़ा थोड़ा सा और आगे तशरीफ़ ले आइए। एक बावज़ बुलंद दरूद का सहारा देते हैं। अल्लाह, थोड़ा थोड़ा सा और ज़हमत हो जाएगी। एक बावज़ बुलंद सलावात। सल्ले अला मरहुमा के इसाले सवाब के लिए ये सलाम के चंद अशार और फिर मरसिया के चंद बंद। एक सूरह फातिहा मरहुमा के इसाले सवाब के लिए। ज़ाहिरा बानो बिनते सैयद मोहम्मद नक़ी। ज़ाहिरा बानो बिनते सैयद मोहम्मद नक़ी। बिस्मिल्लाह। एक और बाज़ बुलंद सलावात। अमर भाई आज हुसैन में रोते हैं जो रुलाते हैं। गमे हुसैन में रोते हैं जो रुलाते हैं। नबी के वादे को ज़रा से वो निभाते हैं। गमे हुसैन में रोते हैं जो रुलाते। मरहुमा की नजर है शेर। फिशार कब्र से बचने के वास्ते हम लोग, अरे फिशार कब्र से बचने के वास्ते हम लोग, अरे कफन में खाके शिफा साथ लेके जाते हैं। हमें हुसैन में रोते हैं जो रुलाते हैं। और मकाम खास वो रखते हैं नजर ज़हरा में, अरे जो करबला की ज़ियारत को आते जाते हैं। गमे हुसैन में रोते हैं जो रुलाते हैं। हमारा वालियों मौला फकत वही है वही, हमारा वालियों मौला फकत वही है वही। अरे
رسول کاندھوں پہ اپنے جسے اٹھاتے غم حسین میں روتے ہیں جو رلاتے ارے مقتل میں چل کے دیکھو تو ارے حسین کس طرح لاشیں جواں اٹھاتے کہا سکینہ نے امو مدد کو آ جاؤ ارے یتیم جان کے ہمیں ستاتے ہیں غم حسین میں روتے ہیں جو رلاتے ہیں میں جب بھی لکھتا ہوں عباس کی ثنا آبے میں جب بھی لکھتا ہوں عباس کی ثنا آبے تو قلم کو چومنے الفاظ خود ہی آتے ہیں غم حسین میں روتے ہیں جو صلوات ایک دفعہ اور سورہ فاتحہ مرحومہ ظاہرہ بانو بنت سید محمد نقوی. مرحومہ کے ایسال ثواب کی مجلس ہے تو اس حوالے سے بی بی کے مصائب کے مرثیے کے چند بند جب دختر رسول ہوئی دفن رات میں جب دختر رسول ہوئی دفن رات میں اور گنتی ہو جتنے کرب کی بھی ممکنات میں ارے پھر تو سہر ہوئی نہ کوئی کائنات اور اس بی بی نے اٹھائے ہیں اپنی حیات اس بی بی نے اٹھائے ہیں اپنی حیات ارے دامن کو اشک غم سے بھگونے نہیں دیا ارے بابا کے غم میں بیٹی کو رونے نہیں دیا ارے بابا کے غم میں بیٹی کو رونے نہیں دیا اس سیاہ رات میں نوحالی کا تھا ارے یار بیان کیسے کروں غم کا ماجرا ارے رویا کبھی نہ ایسے تیرا شیر اے اور میت کو غسل دیتے ہوئے غش میں گر گیا، میت کو غسل دیتے ہوئے غش میں گر گیا، ایک داستان کرب تھی زہرا کی لاش میں، اور ٹوٹی تھی پس لیا بھی تنے پاش پاش میں، ٹوٹی تھی پس لیا بھی تنے پاش پاش میں، ہر سمت کانٹے رہ گئے مرجھا گیا وہ پھول، ارے رخ پر جمی ہوئی تھی درے فاطمہ کی دھول، یہ بین کر کے ہوتی تھی فضا بہت ملول، اور یا شہزادی ہو گئی کیا مجھ سے کوئی بھول، یا شہزادی ہو گئی کیا مجھ سے کوئی بھول، ارے زخموں سے چور چور تھی جو آپ سو گئی، ارے کیوں اپنی اس کنی سے ناراض ہو گئی، کیوں اپنی اس کنی سے ناراض ہو گئی، ارے روح رسول پاک تھی مرقد میں بے قرار، غم سے نڈھال ہوتے تھے شب بر فلک، حیدر کی چشم پاک تھی رو رو کے تارتا، ارے باد رسول 9 دنوں میں یہ غم کا باد رسول 9 دنوں میں یہ غم کا، اور لرزا تھا آسمان بھی زینب کے بین سے، اور کلثوم رو رہی تھی لپٹ کر حسین سے، کلثوم رو رہی تھی لپٹ کر حسین، آخری بند، ارے جو گود میں بطول کی ہر وقت رہتے تھے، اور مادر سے وہ فراق کی تکلیف سہتے تھے، تھی بھوک پیاس آنکھ سے آنسو بے بیٹھتے تھے، اور سوئے بقیہ ہو کے یہ حسنین کہتے تھے، سوئے بقیہ ہو کے یہ حسنین کہتے تھے، اماں یہ فرض آخری باری نبھا دو تو ایک بار اپنے ہاتھ سے کھانا کھلا دو، ایک بار اپنے ہاتھ سے کھانا کھلا، اور جب دختر رسول ہوئی دفن رات میں،
I request everybody if you could just come a little ahead. Thank you. Josh Amak Salat Narabe Salawat. The loss of a parent, especially a mother, is extremely
uh, a moment of sadness for not only the children but the grandchildren and the community. We request the Surah Fatiha for the soul of Marhuma Zahra Bano binte Syed Muhammad Naqvi. And we give our condolences to Uncle Manzar here and Sister Samina, Sister Naghma, Brother Fahim, Brother Kaleem, and the grandchildren. Surah Fatiha ke iltizam. Request Maulana Farhat Abbas. जोश मानी के साथ नारे सलवात.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين سيما بقية الله في الأرضين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. أما بعد قال إمام زين العابدين عليه السلام وعمرني ما كان عمري بزلة في طاعتك وإذا كان عمري مرتعا للشيطان فأقبضني إليك. Please recite a loud salawat. All of us, we gather here with the eesl sawab of Marhuma Zahra Bano binte Syed Muhammad Naqvi, mother of our dear brother Fahim Kazmi, Kaleem Kazmi, and his family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise her darajat. Although her name was Zahira, of course she was, on us, she was Zahir through her children. Normally when you go get the fruits, majority of the time you don't see the tree. There are different kinds of apple in the market. Some of them are really juicy, tasty, and nice smell is coming out. As soon as you see those apples, you can see, definitely the tree of this apple is better than other trees. It's not needed, it's not something that you have to see the tree. That tree will become Zahir. The awsaf of that tree becomes Zahir on you. For Marhuma and Mir Sadiq Ali Khan, please recite one Surah Fatiha. Please recite a loud salawat. Now, what's best? Can we give someone dua, need to have a long age or not? What's good? Majority of the time, people said, please pray for me for Tule Umr. Tule Umr for the young people, which means a long age. What is good? One of the great alim, he said, you need to have dua for arze umr. All right, I know it's a little bit technical for the young people. There is tul and arz. He says, what is this arze umr? He says, quality of umr, not just quantity of umr. Imam Zainul Abidin, in this dua of Makarimul Akhlaq, Imam is asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, dua this way. He said, In kana umri, O Allah, if my age, my umr, fi bazlate fi ta'atik, that's number one condition. Amirni, give me long age. If number one, if my umr, my life is devoted for your ita'at, for your obedience, then give me long age. وَإِذَا كَانَ عُمْرِي مَرْتَعًا لِلشَّيْطَانِ, marta'a in Urdu, Farsi, charagah. You know that for the young people, cattle, they have this grazing land, pasture, where they go and graze. Like majority of the time, the farmers, if they have these farms, they do not let some of these cattle enter, like sheep. Sheep is not staying on one side, it's going in the complete field and destroying several things. Imam is saying, if my age, all right, what is good? Good long age or short age? Imam said, if my life is for the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give me long age. Or if it's utilized by become charagah for shaitan, charagah, grazing field for shaitan, akhbizni, then take it away. Take it, give me death. That's the criteria. That's the criteria. And it's such a beautiful sentence. Like Imam said, Marta'al shaitan charagah. You know, when cattle, they are coming, they are consuming. They're consuming this plant, then going to consume another plant, they consume another plant. Shaitan is the same way. Shaitan, if our life is becoming charagah for shaitan, is not satisfied. Using our eyes to benefit for his use. Our eyes is becoming lustful. Like my life is becoming charagah of shaitan, grazing field for shaitan. Shaitan is using my eye for the lustful feeling. Shaitan is using my ears for maybe music, lustful singing. Shaitan may be using my tongue for mockery, ridiculing something, taunting, slandering. That's like shaitan is using it. Shaitan is utilizing my energy. Shaitan is using my hands. Shaitan is using my thoughts. Shaitan is using my existence. So again, Imam did not mention the third way. Imam said there is only two ways. Either our life is in the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it's charagah, marta'a, pasture, grazing field of shaitan. There is no third way. You cannot say, well, I'm not doing obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I'm not let shaitan also use. That's not possible. There is only two wilayat in this world. Like you see Ayatul Kursi, either our wali is Allah or our wali is Taghut and Shaitan. There is no third way. Like I gave this example all the time. If you're playing baseball and you're throwing ball up, it's either going up or down. There is no third way. Please recite aloud salawat. So again, if my life, again, you can say that young people, they say, Maulana, what you talking about? I cannot stay in the prayer hall all the time. I have to go to school. That's fine. When you're going to school and your intention is you're going for Allah, that's the obedience of Allah. When you're going outside for the job and their intention is that you're going to earn the halal food, that's your obedience for Allah. If you are going, taking care of your older parents, that's obedience of Allah. If you're taking care for your infant, that's obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're sitting with the brothers and the sisters and doing like this silai raham, that's the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're talking with someone and you're defending Ahlul Bayt, that's the obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you're driving to help your family, to your own children, for other people, that's obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And maybe you're sitting in the mosque and you are thinking about pride and takabbur and jealousy, you are the field of shaitan. We have only, the life is only two way, either for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or for the shaitan. We have to judge every day. At every moment, is my life is for Allah or for shaitan. Please recite aloud salawat. One thing, when it's for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then there is a barakah, blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like other day, I recited a milad somewhere, I mentioned one of the name of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha was Mubarakah. See, this topic is important. Although I mentioned this previously in front of you, some of you were there before. But this is important. The difference between the capitalist and shaitani system versus Rahmani system is, in the capitalist system, your eyes are only on the material things. You minus divinity, you minus that divine source. On the divine side, you still work and use your resources, but you're relying on Allah. So you have barakah as well. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she was Mubarakah. That barakah, which means something, maybe less, but have more khair. more khair, like Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she had only have 4 surviving children. Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Hazrat Zainab, Hazrat Kulthum, right? Children, we need to remember these names, right? Now, after Karbala, how many children survived from Imam Hussein? Imam Zainul Abidin. He was the only one. Male children I'm talking about. How many male children survived from Imam Hassan? Majority of the people, this is Hassan-e-Muthanna. He got injured in Karbala. Now today you look around and look for the barakah. Can you find any other family that says we have more member than the member of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha? Please recite aloud salawat. And again, some of you may verify and you can do this part. The barakah, something is barakah is strange. Barakah is strange. You have less, but you feel you have a lot. You don't know from the things are coming. In capitalist world, our eyes are only on quantity. More and more and more. In the barakah, whatever you have, Allah will add a barakah on top of it. Khair kathir. On top of that, whatever you have, less. Like some people have the long life. Shaitan. Shaitan, his age, how many years? God knows. God knows, right? Well, before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Hazrat Adam, Shaitan was there. In fact, some of the narrations they say that he prayed 6,000 years. So at least he was 6,000 years older than Hazrat Adam. Long age. But there is no barakah. Long age. Right? Compared to, we still look for the awliya Allah, we look for the prophets, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What was his age at the time of his shahada? 63. What was the age of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alaiha? 18 years old. 18 years old. But look at the barakah. Look at the barakah. Sometimes look for the mal. Qarun have so much mal. There was no barakah. And again, you see that Salman Farsi, when he came to Madain, people saw him. He was not riding on the horse. He was not riding on he was riding on a mule, right? He came and people were surprised because he had little bit things. He was not coming with the army and other people they are coming. He's becoming a governor of Madain. And people say, who is this guy? He says, I'm the governor. They look at him. He's asbab. So sometimes people have lots of mal, but there is no barakah. Okay? We need to get barakah. We need to ask from barakah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please recite aloud salawat. Let me tell you the story of one of the alim for the children. Sometimes we need to... Aima alayhi salam, they are like moon and sun. Their light reflect on different mu'mineen. One of the great name among the Shia scholar is Shaheed Awwal. Shaheed Awwal was about 700 years ago. Shaheed Awwal. He was from somewhere Lebanon and Syria. Shaheed Awwal, his age was only 52 years. Only 52 years. Shaheed Awwal, for the children, Awwal means first, right? He was like in the series of the Shuhada, he was such a great scholar that people would call him Shaheed Awwal. Majority of the people, they don't even know his name. His name was Muhammad Makki. Great scholar. Such a great scholar that he was like expert on Shia fiqh and theology, not only on Shia theology, on all other madahib. When he was Qaziul Quzat, no one knew that he's a Shia. Anyone, if Hanafi is coming, Shaheed Awwal is giving fatawa based on fiqh Abu Hanif. If a Maliki is coming, Shaheed Awwal used to give fatawa and verdict and judgment based on Maliki madhab. If Shafi'i was coming, he used to give, because he was a judge, he was an alim, he used to give fatwa or qadawat based on Maliki madhab or Hanbali. These are the four, right? Children, Ahl Sunnah, they have these four madhab: Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi'i, and Hanbali. You says, where are Wahhabis? Well, Wahhabis are the branch of Hanbali. Where are Salafi? Salafis are the branch of Hanbali. What about this Barelvi, like the people from subcontinent? And Deobandi. By the way, in Iran, that Sistan and Balochistan, these Mullah Maulvi Hamid, Abdul Hamid, all these people, they are Deobandi. They're not Wahhabi, by the way. Where are these Barelvi and Deobandi? They are the branches of Hanafi. And then again, same thing with Maliki and Shafi'i. So they have four madhab. Majority. They used to have more than 150, but one of the Abbasi king came and he said, that's it, finish. What's the game? That's so many madhab. Everything closed the shop. I'm going to let only four allowed. Only these four are official shop of madahib. You get madhab from there. Rest of them, close them. He closed all of them. It's not that they emerged only four. No, there were several. It was a king who said, all right, I'm stamping that these are the one. All right, just use this part. So Shaheed Awwal, he used to give verdict and qadawat based on all madahib. This was the time very close to Ibn Taymiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah is the godfather of Wahhabis. Abdul Wahhab, he got reflection from Ibn Taymiyyah. And he was also in Damashq. Somehow they found out that he is a Ja'fari. And again, they got complaint. And again, I'm not talking about like madhab, mashallah, all the time they used to live it together. But again, some of them, they have a strong prejudice. That governor had that strong prejudice. So he said, arrest Shaheed Awwal. They arrested Shaheed Awwal. He was in the prison for 1 year. Then said, all right, bring him out. We'll kill him. They killed Shaheed Awwal. He says, now you killed. That's it. Let me go bury. They says, no. What you talking about? Hang him in the city. Hang him in the city. He got hanged under the rain, wind. For several years he was there. They says, all right, now finish it up. He says, all right, bring it down. Gather the people. On his body goes through stones. They threw a stone on the body of Shaheed Awwal. They says, all right, let us bury. They says, no. Now bring the fire. Let's burn his bones. They say, all right, let's finish it up. He says, no. Throw this ash all over the places. That was Shaheed Abbas. Short life and so much pain. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made this life so barakah. 700 years. In any hawza, no one, no mujtahid can become mujtahid. No marje can become marje without reading one of his book, Al-Luma ad-Damashqiyya. No one. In the 3rd and 4th years, they struggle with his writing. It's such a delicate and deep book that it says it was like a ijtihad. It was dars kharij of Shaheed Awwal. Shaheed Awwal. So 700 years, everyone, you go all over the world, wherever there is a hawza, they are reading Al-Luma, the light, like this illuminous, right, thing. So again, this is the example of the barakah even after the death and the shahadat of this great scholar. Please recite a loud salawat. So barakah is important. Now, again, we have a limited time. I just want to give you a few hints how to have barakah in your life and what not to do to lose barakah. Let me go what not to do to lose barakah. There is a hadith from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Prophet said, Arba'a la tadkhulu baytan wahidatun minhunna illa khariba. There are 4 things. If any one of these things enter in the house, that will destroy the house. Will destroy the house. Walam ya'mur bil barakah. And there will be no barakah, blessing in this house and in this age. Ya Rasulullah, what are those things? He counted these 4 things, and not necessarily all 4 need to come. If any one of them comes in your life, that will remove barakah, blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You will have maybe a lot and you will always needy. What are those 4 things? Al-khiyana, betrayal. Was-sariqa, wa-shurbul khamr, was-zina. There are 4 things. If they enters in people's life, any one of this enter, that will destroy the barakah. You may have something. You may see there is $1 million. There is $1,000. You will see this guy, he is living for next 80 years, 90 years. Maybe he have big houses, mansions, but there is no barakah. There is no peace. There is no tranquility. There is no blessing in this life. One of them is al-khiyana, cheating. Whether husband is cheating with the wife or wife is cheating to the husband. That will remove the barakah from the life. And again, khiyanat with anyone. Betrayal with anyone. Betrayal in your business. Betrayal in your life. But any khiyanat will destroy barakah. As-sariqa, theft. Theft can destroy businesses. If there are partners and there is a theft, that will destroy the business. If any will theft anything, even in your jobs, if there is a theft, you have a mal and you're thief of khums and zakat, that will destroy barakah. There will be no barakah. There will be no barakah. There will be no barakah. And again, because again the philosophy, like Hazrat Zahra, Salamullah alayha, We talk about Hazrat Zahra all the time, right? And she mentioned when she came for this khutbah fadakiyeh, she mentioned the reason for everything. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made salat wajib. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made sawm wajib. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said zakat wajib. Why zakat? For namu, for the growth. See, look at that. The point of view from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's for the growth. No, I'm bringing it out. He says, no, you don't understand. This is for the growth. For sariqa is the second thing. If that enter in the house, in the mal, in life, there's no barakah. Then, shurbul hamr, drinking alcohol. That removes the barakah from life. Remove the barakah. Was zina and fornication. Fornication. Need to understand, in this society, that's why there is so much, there's so much wealth. So much, but there is zina in this society. No one object these days zinas. There's so much drinking alcohol in the society. And again, there is other corruptions. That's why there is no barakah. There is no barakah. Now please understand that part. When Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, when she is Mubarakah, that you will see all the title of Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha will have this barakah. Like Imam Sadiq alayhi salam. He said that he has 9 titles. And I was explaining other time that these 9 titles is not like the name we name sometime. Right? We call someone Shuja. What's the meaning of Shuja? Brave. Maybe he's not a brave person. Right? I'll call maybe someone Bahadur. Maybe he's not Bahadur. Right? Shuja, I'm calling Shuja. Mr. Shuja, he says, well, you know what? You're going, Mr. Shuja, where are you going? I'm going for hunting trip. All right, after like 30 minutes, you're back. How soon? He says, no, there is a dog barking outside. Baba, I thought you were Shuja. No, that my father named me Shuja. I really am not Shuja. That's not how Masumeens are. Masumeen, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these names are in the law. In the law. It's not that when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called Hazrat Zahra salamullah tahira, her zat is tahira. She is essence, her essence is tahira. So anyone who is with tahira, he will be away from all the najasa. This sariqa, this khayana, that shurbil khamr, that zina, that's nothing but najasat. If anyone is with tahira, she is siddiqa. Siddiqa. See, she is like the truthful person, right? Then again, someone is like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ya ayyuhallazina amanu ittaqullah wa kunu ma'as sadiqeen. If someone is with sadiqeen, he has nothing to do with khayanat. He has nothing to do with sarqa. He has nothing to do with zina. He has nothing to do with shurbul khamr. See, if you be with them, and they will create barakah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send them as a barakah for this humanity. I mentioned this story yesterday. I'm going to mention this again. One of my teacher, he mentioned that they invited him in for the Majlis for the first Ashra of Muharram. And he went there for 10, 12 nights, whatever the nights were. He said, I reached to the house, and this Sahib Majlis, Sahib Aza, he was an Arab. Arab. He says, Agha, welcome. Someone referred you as a good speaker. I invited you. I'm really thankful to you. You came here for the Aza of Imam Hussein. He says, yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. He said that I have a request to make. He says, what is your request? He said, my request is, please, for the first few days, do the Masaib of Hazrat Zahra salam. He said, Agha, this is Muharram. Inshallah, in the Fatimiyya, you will invite me. I'm going to recite the Masaib of Hazrat Zahra. He says, no, please, this is my request. This is my request. He insisted. And after a while, I says, okay, my God, I don't know why this person is insisting this much. Again, this is a true story. Why he's insisting too much? He says, all right, finally, I said, all right, I'm going to recite for first 2-3 nights. I will have the Masaib of Hazrat Zahra. He said, I recited the Masaib of Hazrat Zahra for the first 3 nights, 2-3 nights. And after that, I continue with, like, you know, that the way we do Hazrat Qasim, Aliun Akbar, Imam Abul Fadl Abbas, Aliun Asghar, on Muhammad. And again, other Masaib, he did that. He did that after Muharram, the first Ashra finished. This Sahib Aza, he invited all of us, all the Maddah, all the Noha Khan, Marsiya Khan, and me as a Suhanran for the lunch. And again, we were sitting with him. He says, I was sitting with him. I says, Agha, it was surprising for me that you were insisting to have this Masaib of Hazrat Zahra salam. What's the secret? Why so much insist? Why you were insisting? He says, there is a long story. I never mentioned this to anyone. Now I'm telling to you. He says, I was not from Fiqh Jafariya. Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha, she had a special inayat on me. He said, what was the inayat? He says, I used to live in UAE, in Dubai. And I had a very successful business. I was extremely rich. But I didn't have any children. After like dua and everything, Allah gave me a daughter. And this daughter was beautiful. And he says, somehow my heart got attached with this daughter. And when she was like, she turned like two years old, and she started speaking, oh my God, it's like I cannot live without her for a day. When I used to go my office, I used to call few times, talk with this daughter, and again, that's how my days were passing. One day, my wife called me. And she said, Agha, come fast as soon as possible. If you want to see your daughter last time, she swallowed something, and this is in her lung side, all these things. And again, she's hardly breathing. He says, I ran to the house, and I found that the face of my daughter turned yellowish, and she was hardly breathing. I was like surprised. I immediately, because I was rich, I started calling doctors. The doctors rushed towards my house. We took my daughter. I took my daughter to the hospital. They look at it, they look at the X-ray, they says it reached to a point that we cannot take this wine out. Again, this is about 50, 30, 40, 50 years ago, before revolution. He says, the option is you take this daughter to Europe somewhere. So he said, I chartered a plane and I went towards France, Paris. And again, I was so resourceful, I called and everyone reached to the Paris and everything was ready, ambulance was ready, we rushed towards the hospital, the doctors came, they looked for the x-rays and all these other reports and they look at it and they says, you know what, we'll do surgery and we'll take this out. But the chances are she may not be able to speak again. High chances. Once we're going to remove it, all those things which is related with the sound of speaking, they will damage. He said, I got, oh my God. I said, all right, give me a few minutes. He said, I came out, I was able to walk. And then I start crying, no one is here. Then I asked someone, which way is Medina? Someone said, this way is Medina. He said, I turned my face towards Medina. He says, Ya Rasulullah, I have a daughter, and I know you had a daughter. I love my daughter the way you loved your daughter. Please, for the sake of your daughter, cure my daughter, and I will become Shia of your daughter. He said, I was crying and crying and asking and asking and asking. And all of a sudden, after a few minutes, the people start running, the nurses start calling the doctors, and everyone, their doctors came out, and they look at it, that these things came out from her mouth. This is miracle happened, miracle. Jesus showed the miracle. Jesus showed the miracle. He says, the nurses came towards me and they says, something happened. Jesus showed. I was crying. He says, not Jesus. Sayyidul Anbiya of the Jesus. He said, I came, I saw my daughter behind the glass door. And I was crying. I put myself in sajda. I was thanking Allah. I was thanking Prophet. And then he said, finally, after a few hours, my daughter was in her senses. She saw me. She started crying. I hugged my daughter. He said that my daughter said one thing. He says, Baba, I saw a lady. She came near me. She put the hand on my back, and this coin came out. When I was feeling better, this lady mentioned, give one message to your Baba. Give one message. Please listen to that. Give one message to your Baba. You think my father loved me as you love your daughter? No. You cannot imagine the love of my father. You cannot imagine the love of my father towards me. And you cannot imagine my love for my father. Hazrat Zahra, that's why we have riwayat. At the last time, then Prophet, one of his last breaths, he called Imam Ali. He called Imam Ali and he started crying. He says, I am seeing that there are few people, they're hurting my daughter, Zahra. The riwayat is such that he called Imam Ali and Zahra. Then he hold the hand of Zahra, Salamullah alayha, put the hand in the hand of Ali. And he says, Ali, this is my amana. This is the amana of Allah. Take care of her. But I know I'm seeing some people, they're hurting her. Their hand is raising. And Prophet did not mention. All we know that Prophet was crying. That was the moment when this mal'oon stopped. Zahra salamullah alayha. That was one daughter and one father. There was another daughter and the father. They have a strange love. Imam Hussain came at the tent of Zainab Salamullah alayha at the last minute. Imam said, Zainab, I'm leaving my amana with you. This is Sakina. This is my yatima. You have to take care of this. And this daughter was the same, like the love for the father. When she was in the kharabe, when she was in this kharabe, that people saw that as a sakina when she had that fever. In the fever, she was like, she got unconscious. She saw in the dream that father came. She was waiting for the Imam Hussein. When she saw the sakina, saw Imam Hussein, she started claiming, Baba, now you came, you didn't come when they were taking the chadar of Zainab, Salamullah alayha. Baba, you did not come when they were slapping on my face. Baba, you did not come. And then she woke up. When she woke up, she realized that was a dream. She started crying, Baba, Baba, Baba. But there was no Baba. Finally, they brought the head of Imam Hussein. When Hazrat Sakina saw the head of Imam Hussein, she came near the head of Imam Hussein. She looked at the neck. She looked at the beard of the Imam. She said, Ya Baba, who make your beard khidab with the blood of your head. Oh Baba, I wish I may have died before I have seen you. She was crying and crying, and one time she put her face on the face of Imam. Imam Sajjad came and he said, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Bar ilaha, please accept this ibadah for the sake of Hazrat Sakina, for the sake of Hazrat Zahra, Salamullah alayha. Forgive all the shortcomings of Sayyida Zahra Bano binte Sayyid Muhammad Naqvi and all other marhumeen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise her darajat with Hazrat Zahra Salamullah alayha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raise her darajat with Hazrat Sakina Salamullah alayha. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give her a place in the paradise. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept all the good deeds from her and from her children. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give sabr to the family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give shifa for all the marda. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all families, protect all mujahideen, Maraj-e Karam, Ulma-e Rabbani, especially Rahbar-e Muazzam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasten the zuhur of our beloved Imam, Hazrat Hujjatullah, and give us a tawfiq that will be with Imam, not against Imam. Rahimallahu man qari al-Fatiha ma'as salawat.
متوجه زيارت. السلام عليك يا رسول الله. السلام عليك يا حبيب الله. السلام عليك يا بشير يا نذير. السلام عليك يا طه وياسين. السلام عليك يا خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا ونبينا وشفيع قلوبنا ومولانا بالقاسم محمد. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليك يا بنت رسول الله. السلام عليك يا بنت نبي الله. السلام عليك يا أمه يا جده يا من اختاره الله. السلام عليك يا شافع أمتي. السلام عليك يا أم سيد شباب أهل الجنة. السلام عليك يا سيدة النساء العالمين. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء صلوات الله عليها. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام علیک یا سیدی یا مولاي یا مشکل کشالی ابن ابی طالب غالب على كل غالب مطلوب على كل طالب سلطان المشارق والمغارب السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. السلام علیک یا امام حسن مجتبی السلام علیک یا امام حسین شہید کربلا السلام علیک یا امام علی زین العابدین